Hi, I'm Tim. Please join me in this video as I'm going to show you an incredibly easy way to stay out of restricted and controlled airspace when flying your RC model airplane or drone. And best of all, it's completely free. Let's get to it. As a reminder, there are chapters of the timeline if you'd like to jump ahead of this video. So we have a lot of freedom when we fly our RC model airplanes and drones, say below 400 feet, but we don't need to ask for permission to fly. If we're in the correct airspace, we just go fly and enjoy our time. So we're very fortunate to have that. However, there is an awful lot of the National Airspace System that is controlled airspace. As a general rule, it's above 700 to 1,200 feet above ground level, except near towered airports. Where we fly is Class G uncontrolled airspace. A little bit more detail of that later on. But in addition to controlled airspace, there's a great deal of other areas where we cannot fly our RC model airplanes or drones, prohibited areas, temporary flight restrictions, national parks, major sporting events, restricted use airspace, and so on. So the question is always, how do we make sure that we don't violate that airspace when we're doing our modeling activities? And a lot of people say, well, why can't I just fly in my backyard as my property? Even with controlled airspace, the majority of towered airports, the controlled airspace goes down to ground level out to about 5 miles. I live outside Atlanta Airport, what's called Class B airspace, very busy airspace. When you look at the map of the Atlanta sectional with the controlled airspace goes down to the surface out to 7 miles around the airport. So if you have a house within 7 miles, you fly in your backyard, you're technically in controlled airspace when you do that, which we're not allowed to do. So this is exactly what the Before You Fly program from the FAA does. It's an incredibly simple, easy to use interface on your smartphone or your desktop, completely free. That with the smartphones knowing your location, you simply type it in. It will give you cleared to fly or not cleared to fly by putting all this information together. So let's discuss this a little bit more in the video. So this video is being filmed in May of 2025. Why are we concerned about Before You Fly now? Why not in the past did we not have the same issue? The answer is, in the past, we flew fixed-wing RC models, some helicopters. These models required some space to fly. We needed runways to take off and land. With the gas motors, they were fairly loud. We kept them in visual sight, so we tended to fly in clubs or given areas to fly. We didn't just go anywhere with our models. So we, just by the nature of the sport, stayed away from controlled airspace, places we shouldn't be at. All of that changed with the advent of practical drones with electric motors, and the ability to just anybody can buy and fly them. Drones can take off from your driveway. They do a great job flying, and more importantly, the drones have cameras. They take absolutely superb aerial pictures. So the incentive, because you can take off and fly anywhere, take great pictures, you're going to go places that with RC models we never really worried or went to in an effort to take pictures, frankly, and the violations of controlled airspace and so forth with the drones. So as the FAA is getting more and more involved with drones, because we are hobbyist drones, I'm a recreational flyer, but there's many organizations, companies, think Amazon, UPS, FedEx. Drones are a growing industry, and we have to have more of, the FAA has to have more oversight to keep hobbyists like myself from flying in controlled airspace. This came up with the Before You Fly program. So I call it a program, but Before You Fly is really a partnership overseen by the FAA that allows private industries, app developers, computer programmers, to create a program tapping into the FAA's vast database of airspace and all the stuff the FAA knows about airspace to present a user interface to people like us that can simply use a Before You Fly app to understand where they are, whether or not you can fly. Keep in mind, these apps are completely free. When the Before You Fly program first started out and the FAA was still figuring out how to work this, there was only one Before You Fly provider, Aloft. That all changed on February 1st of 2024 when the FAA certified other companies. There's 5 other companies that offer Before You Fly services. So now you have a choice of up to 5 companies to download on your smartphone or using your desktop to find out whether or not you're in airspace where it's safe to fly or restricted, prohibited, controlled airspace where you cannot fly. As I mentioned, these services are all free. That's part of the mandate by the FAA. You don't have to establish an account. You don't have to log in. You can simply use them, which I think is a pretty good deal. However, these providers of these 5 providers of Before You Fly services are allowed to monetize their services. Some will offer insurance for drone flying. Others will upsell to professional pilot training courses for drones, Part 107 and so forth. But if you don't want to sign in or do any of that upsell, the Before You Fly services are completely free. Also, these 5 providers are available on the Apple operating system, Android, and desktop. I'm going to read from my notes what each service provider has to offer with the Before You Fly program per the FAA. And so the Before You Fly application will provide information about controlled airspace, special use airspace, critical infrastructure, airports, national parks, and military training routes. Information about temporary flight restrictions or special events, clear status indicators to show whether it's safe to fly or not. For example, if you're flying anywhere near Washington, D.C., because that's such a specialized safety area, that will alert you. Even though you're in a very nice park, you can't fly there. Informative interactive maps with filtering options, the ability to check whether it's safe to fly in different locations by searching for a location or moving a location pin, the links to other FAA drone resources. So for years, pilots have had sectional charts to provide information on airspace, where they can fly, controlled airspace. But what was always missing from that were pop-up things of a temporary nature, like a temporary flight restriction or a sporting event. We can't fly drones over NFL football stadiums when games are being played. And the Before You Fly apps put all this into one very user-friendly application. We can see all this and just basically you can fly, you can't fly. Remember, as drone pilots, 98% of our flying is in uncontrolled airspace, what we call Class G airspace, which I'll cover here in a moment. Drone pilots or RC model airplane pilots can fly in controlled airspace. It's just that's a whole nother discussion. We have to reach out to the FAA to get permission before you fly in that controlled airspace, for the simple reason that we cannot see and avoid other aircraft. The see and avoid concept is what allows Cessna pilots to fly in certain Class E airspace without talking to anybody because they can see and avoid. Let's take a very quick look at the different airspaces, or by a letter A through G, just so you have some understanding of the difference between controlled airspace and where we do 98% of our flying, which is Class G, or uncontrolled airspace. Then we'll tie that into the Before You Fly process. These are the airspace and special use categories. For the airspace, it goes from A, which is all instrument, super controlled, to Class G, where we fly 98% of the time uncontrolled airspace. A visual depiction, you can see Class A up above. B, C, and D are towered airports. Class E is controlled airspace. It connects all the Class B, C, D. The orange is Class G, uncontrolled airspace, generally up to 700 to 1,200 feet. That's where we fly. So I fly at a club here in Georgia, the Hilltop Flyers. I love it. It's in Class G airspace. With the recent changes in the upper altitudes, we can fly up to 1,200 feet at that club. But when you leave that area, the sectional can provide a lot of information to keep you out of trouble, but it's the pop-ups that can really come back to bite you. A very good example is a temporary flight restriction with something like the movement of the President of the United States. If the President, Air Force One, lands at Atlanta Airport, while the President is in the area, there's a 30-mile TFR that goes down to the surface around there. And the authorities take a very close look at what's going on in that 30-mile area, to include drone flights, private aviation, and that's why it's good to check these Before You Fly applications, because it could happen if you don't watch the news. How do you know Air Force One is in that place? So the Before You Fly app is free, very easy to use, and it could save you some trouble at some point. With that being said, let's take a look at 2 versions of the desktop of this application, and then another one from the desktop will go to take a look at it on a smartphone. I have an Apple smartphone, and just give you a feel for how these apps work. Again, this program is fast moving. They're always changing features, trying to make it better. It's a competitive environment. So you just have to play with it, learn it, but there's going to be changes as we go along. So let's take a look at some examples of these Before You Fly apps. This is the FAA homepage, and we're going to go up to drones. We'll click on that, and we'll go down to Getting Started to get to Before You Fly. So click that, go over here, and here is the Before You Fly. This just gives an overview of the service that it provides. And notice I said things move quickly. Here it says 4 Before You Fly services, but 5 are listed. The Aloft was a late add. That was one of the original ones. So let's take a look at Aloft. This is on a desktop, and you can see the clear over there. Wherever the pin is dropped, that's what is clear airspace. But we're just fiddling around with the mouse. We can zoom in on the map. They all share a wide range of maps. These are the upsells. You see, you can get a low altitude controlled airspace clearance, some pilot training, contact them. That's just the way it is. There's nothing wrong with that. The circles are controlled airspace. This is Peachtree DeKalb Airport in Georgia. Generally speaking, Class C airspace goes down to the surface 5 miles out, and you can see there are different layers that you can call upon to get whatever information you want for this desktop application. It's really a lot of information, and like any of these programs, you just play with it a little bit and you'll see what information is available for you. So Peachtree DeKalb, we can see that circle. We're going to click on that. We're going to drop one of their pins. Notice it gives a lat line, and it is controlled airspace. Now let's take a look at my RC field. This is originally on Loganville where I did the search. This is another airport, Whispering Pines. It's an uncontrolled field. You're cleared to fly there. Now I've typed in location for my airfield. Notice this square. That's the FAA recognized identification area. We can pick up different maps. We'll look at the satellite map. And that square is the FAA recognized identification area, the FRIA. That is our field. You can see the little runway there and the pit areas. And notice the pin is dropped there. This is a notify and fly. It's a feature of this program to let other people know that you're flying there. But getting back to the club field, the drop pin is there and it's clear. You're allowed to go there. There's information on the FRIA. Let's take a look at another one, the UASidekick. This is again on a desktop. On the left is clearance into controlled airspace. This is an upsell if you want to do that. On the right is Before You Fly, completely free. It says it's FAA approved, gives some information on recreational flyers, how to use it. I like this program a lot. So we'll click on the airspace for Before You Fly. This is pretty impressive. Map with a globe. We'll play around with the mouse and zoom in. And we can go to the search function. And when I search for Loganville, it actually comes up with the AMA club, my club there, the Hilltop Flyers. So we'll go to that, and it will take you right to the Hilltop Flyers site, the FRIA. So there it is again, the satellite imagery. You can see the hybrid map display with the roads. We can zoom in. Notice there's a little AMA symbol there that lets you know that it's an AMA club. The map options with the various layers, very easy to see and use there. I like that a lot. Just with a street map, not much use. Go back to and then we click on it. It's an AMA flying site. It gives the address. It gives the contact, the website to the Hilltop Flyers. And that little drop the pin, when you drop that, like I just did, we can see that we're cleared to fly in this airspace. Also, there's some disclosures and resources. Now let's download the UASidekick, what we just looked at, for a smartphone, in my case, an iPhone. So we've downloaded the app. There it is. We click on it. There's that globe again. And we can see the layers just like it was on the desktop. And these are the upsells, hobby pilot, professional pilot, and so forth. We can go ahead and search for the Hilltop Flyers Club. And that takes us right to the club field again. Again, the smartphones know where they are, so that's helpful if you are just out in the middle of nowhere. And this is the information on the club, address, email contacts, and notice when we drop the pin, we are cleared to fly in this airspace with a picture of where we're going to fly. And you can go down, it is an AMA site, give some flights, information for recreational flyers, flying at night and so forth. Atlanta Airport, super busy, Class B. We'll drop a pin in there, the touch point, and you'll see that you cannot fly there. It's controlled airspace. Thank you for joining me in this video. The Before You Fly program is a very innovative, good program for the FAA, partnering with service providers to provide a much needed service for drone and RC pilots to stay out of airspace where they should not be. Thank you.